Hello my fellow violence-loving buddies, DePassion here, my Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes review. Hope you're glad to be here. Some people claim this game to be the Black Sheep, a spin-off not spin-off of the No More Heroes series. The thing of beauty that will be truly loved in a few years. Depending on who you ask, of course. This game rocked the fandom for a fair bit, enough for some to refuse to play it because of the gameplay, camera angles and aesthetic alone. I see people online still get a bit heated in discussion to this day, especially when it's necessary to play before No More Heroes 3. To be honest, I don't blame them. Seeing the first bit of gameplay footage did surprise me initially before TSA's release. However, I did keep an open mind because of my love for No More Heroes and persevered. I hope you did too. Don't want you missing out. There is a lot more to this game than visual novel segments and top-down gameplay. Interactions with enemies can not only get deep with movement and placement, but the best possible feature No More Heroes has been missing, on-the-fly customization. A completely different concept which I will go into a little better later. Now, same as the previous, this review will go over what I believe to be the good and bad parts of Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes among its story, visuals and gameplay, along with a wish list for what I hope carries over into No More Heroes 3. Now, let's glove up and dive into the Death Drive Mark II. Are you hardcore enough? Story. Our story starts as soon as our game console loads. We are shown the new character, Badman. He is drink driving towards his target for the sake of his daughter, Charlotte, who is revealed to be Badgirl. He arrives at the trailer out in a woodland area of Texas and attacks an assassin who is chilling and playing Hotline Miami. Turns out it is Travis. He is ready to fight the vengeful ruffian and they have a short battle. To the men's shock, the mysterious game console, the Death Drive Mark II, activates and snatches them into their first game. I really enjoyed this intro. Nice, smooth, punchy and tells us a lot within such a small time frame and no narration. Travis has been away from Santa Destroy for a good while. His trailer is filled with enough stuff to show that he is pretty settled. Travis likes to be left alone like before and still orders weird stuff online like game consoles. Another intro is available too, crossing No More Heroes fans over nicely to Killer 7 in quite a stylish way. A first-person perspective of Dan Smith who easily hunted down Badman hiding in the Union Hotel, which I have been told is a very important location in the Kill the Past universe. We are shown how Badman's mission to bring his daughter back to life with the Death Balls began. The story of Travis Strikes Again is much more dense than the rest. At first, the punk fantasy flair, punk, sci-fi and supernatural elements we come to know and love from the series stays pretty close to Travis until Kamui shows up. It is an anniversary game after all, so a lot of Grasshopper Manufacturer works make appearances and gain mentions within the unique story. These parts are text adventures that we get to read through and honestly are the most informative when it comes to how Travis is feeling or thinking. Each segment leads us through wacky adventures which brings us to the next Death Ball by the end, in turn tying into progression of the main game. I won't dive into the text adventures in this review because there is a lot to cover, plus I am strapped for time. But I will mention that a lot of No More Heroes 3 is set up in this game. Travis can swim crazy distances and whereabouts of a few favourite characters and relatives are shown in these scenarios. Also, in the DLC we get Badman Strikes Back, the striking and dark backstory of Badman. Badman recalls it quite casually too, despite how messed up things get. The story that occurs closer to gameplay happens while in the Death Balls, talking to Death and Drive, the consciousness of the Mark II console, bug extras giving us details on the individual stories that Death Balls hold, along with some words of wisdom. A certain sheep man, the bosses, each of them shedding some light on what it is like to live inside a video game. For most of them it's not bad. Dr. Juvenile, who pops in for mostly tutorial stuff, and finally, Travis when he recalls his experience in each of the Death Balls. To be honest, how these short segments are constructed really are amazing. Solid dialogue brings the best out of characters. Some of the things Travis comes out with really make him feel alive. Oh, and between Death Balls we get to read faxes from Clark, who informs us more and more about the dangers and purpose of the Death Drive Mark II. After a while, I did feel bad for going through the Death Balls because of the chaos that could have been unleashed. In this game, Travis is more reflective and a gamer, feeling like his No More Heroes 1 self, but matured and wiser. I really get the vibe in his dialogue that Travis has had his fun and made mistakes. A bit more chilled out and not always ready to kick ass. Talking is good too. Considering the 7-year time skip from No More Heroes 2 to Travis Strikes Again, you'd think Travis's bloodlust would dull. Nope. He still has it and just opts to find a place to be at peace. He's got less to prove and it shows. I like to think that he travelled to find a paradise of his own but never found it. And my goofy headcanon has him visit all sorts of fictional characters on finding a place to settle, like Afro Samurai, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Baki the Grappler, Devil May Cry, etc., along with gaining advice or simply to fight. What I especially enjoyed is the concept of life and death in video games mixed with the supernatural. All I can do is dive in and savour how it all moves together in its own way. Self-expression in games, through game creation, are explored in the story too. What is really fantastic as well is each of the Death Balls have their own stories to tell. We get up to speed on these via the magazines, which can be found in Travis's archive. Overall, the story is not solely within the trailer and Death Balls. It hops back and forth from the real world to the game world and even a game within a game. Travis just wants to play through the Death Ball games and see what they are like. He is later motivated more by trying to understand Juvenile, it seems. Badman wants to wish his daughter back, despite what the Death Drive Mark II will do to them, and unfortunately the world. Definitely a lot to unpack, but the story of Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes is really something you'll have to experience for yourself. Or watch my playthrough, it's up to you. Next time, I will talk about the visuals and make a start on the spicy gameplay features. If you want to, show your support by liking the video, commenting to get a discussion going. Also subscribe, suplex that bell so you know when more videos like this come out, my little guide series, and my playthrough of No More Heroes 3 when that sweet piece of paradise comes out. But until then, this has been DePassion. See you on the next journey. Take care.